suspect is inside the McDonald's. He is contained, moving around in there. Still shots being fired.
Now at 6, it was one of the darkest days in San Diego history. All the victims of the San Ysidro McDonald's massacre are being honored 40 years later.
Plus, former President Donald Trump is about to accept his party's nomination. What his running mate said about uniting the country.
Over the years, it's gotten much worse.
This may be no surprise. The dirtiest beach on the West Coast is right here in San Diego.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
We're on the bottom of some lists, but at the top of very many more lists, which is the good news.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m., everyone. On this Thursday, I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're just hours away from a lot of festivities, of course, ahead of the Pride Parade Saturday. So the weather is on a lot of people's mind. What to wear? What version of rainbow should we put on?
Outfits are being selected as we speak.
Whatever it is should be including the shorts, the T-shirt. I say even the tank top if you'd like. I mean, we could be in the 70s at the start of the parade. We're likely to be. And then as the afternoon comes around, a chance of hitting the low 80s. This afternoon, mid-70s are the high along the coast. Remember, coastal communities are the coolest in the county. They hang out with the clouds for the longest. And then the farther east you go, the warmer those temperatures are. 109 out there for the deserts, 93 across the mountains. Coming up, we'll talk about the even warmer temperatures that we are going to have for Friday and for Saturday. Back to you.
Evan, getting us ready. Thank you for that. Well, today marks 40 years since the McDonald's massacre in San Ysidro. It was on this date back in 1984 that a gunman murdered 21 people and injured 19 others in what was then America's deadliest mass shooting.
For many of you, tough to see these images still. CBS 8's Chris Groh live at the memorial site at Southwestern College's Higher Education Center, where a ceremony to honor these victims is going to be held there later this morning, Chris.
It will be, and it'll be at 10 a.m. later today. And just right here behind me, you have the memorial that was actually put here in place with not only the 21 pillars here for the victims, but also all 21 names of those who were killed in this shooting on that very dark day in San Diego history.
He entered the facility heavily armed, immediately started shooting everybody.
It was just pure chaos and violence on that day. July 18th, 1984, a gunman walked in to what was then here a McDonald's, killing 21 people. And as you watch in this video, you can see the fear on the people who are fleeing from inside of that McDonald's. Many of them not just scared, but also visibly wounded and hurt, using either police officers or their fellow woman to try to get them to be able to just walk or run out there, trying to be, again, as quick as possible just to get out and escape that mass shooting. Now, 19 others were wounded before, of course, a police sniper was able to kill that gunman. Now, the McDonald's has since been demolished. The land was then donated to Southwestern College, and this memorial was erected in July of 2021. But something else that profoundly changed here as a result of the shooting is that at the time, police had a SWAT team, but they were not trained in hostage, negotiations or to be able to enter how to respond to a situation like this. What we were told in the years since then is that it was because of an incident like this that SWAT was able to actually put together an SRT, which stands for Special Response Team. It's dedicated full-time to hostage rescue, I should say. Again, hostage rescuing was not something that they had encountered very often, and now they have that full-time hostage rescue team, which is a part of that SWAT or Special Response Team. So again, there was a profound change, but sadly, again, we still lost 21 San Diegans here in that shooting, and they will be honored later today. Eric and Neda.
Chris, thank you so much for that. And coming up this afternoon on The 4, Charlie Min, the documentary filmmaker of 77 Minutes, will be joining us live to talk about that tragic day and the film that he made about it. We will also be speaking with a survivor. 77 Minutes is playing at Reading Cinema's Town Square starting today until July 25th. The chair of the San Diego County Democratic Party has died. Rebecca Taylor was killed in a motorcycle crash in Utah. The party said she was fatally hit from behind while returning home from a trip. In a statement, the Democratic Party said, quote, "She was more than just a leader. She was a public servant. Becca was a Navy veteran, an advocate for victims of sexual assault, a member of the OB Town Council, and a volunteer finding resources for asylum seekers. She embodied the best of us," they said. And San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria saying, quote, "Becca was a tremendous and fierce leader for our local Democratic Party," adding her leadership, passion, and dedication to our community has left an indelible mark. Right now, President Joe Biden is self-isolating in Delaware after testing positive for COVID. The White House says the president is experiencing mild symptoms. Now, this comes as he faces mounting pressure from within the Democratic Party to drop out of the presidential race, including California Representative Adam Schiff. Schiff says he has, quote, "serious concerns about whether the president can defeat Donald Trump in November." A new national poll finds 7 out of 10 adults say President Biden should withdraw from the race. We've learned former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told Biden that he could destroy Democrats' chances of winning the House if he continues.
Today, former President Donald Trump will take the stage at the Republican National Convention to accept his party's nomination. Last night, his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, laid out his vision for a potential Trump-Vance administration. The 39-year-old Marine veteran and hillbilly elegy author played up his youth and his Midwestern roots. He talked about what he will bring to the GOP ticket.
Pledge to every American, no matter your party, I will give you everything I have to serve you and to make this country a place where every dream you have for yourself, your family, and your country will be possible once again.
Trump has said his speech tonight will be a chance to bring the country together.
Heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing.
That was former President Trump's granddaughter speaking at the RNC about the assassination attempt against Trump. Moments ago, we learned the shooter wrote on the gaming platform Steam that, quote, "July 13th will be my premiere. Watch as it unfolds," end quote. We've also learned the shooter's phone had photos of Trump and President Biden in it. Sources say the search history showed research on both parties' national conventions, Trump's event schedule, and major depression disorders. New video also appears to show the shooter at the rally an hour before the shooting. Investigators say the roof he was on was sloped away from sniper teams, making it difficult to spot him. A CBS News analysis also found the team closest to the shooter likely had their line of sight obscured by trees. This morning, we are learning water quality is getting worse at California beaches. In fact, Heal the Bay just released its annual beach report card, and it is not one to brag about.
And yeah, CBS 8's Regina Ureta joining us live from Imperial Beach with some of the beaches that made the list. Not a huge surprise that it does impact the South Bay. Regina, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Netta and Eric. Of course, Imperial Beach is for the first time on the dirtiest beaches, top 10 dirtiest beaches that Heal the Bay releases annually. So this is a list that, of course, nobody wants to be on, and nobody that lives near a beach city. But if you take a look at this graphic, you can see 4 San Diego beaches included on that list. The report rates 700 Pacific Coast beaches stretching from Washington to Baja. Tijuana Rivermouth, Tijuana Slough, Imperial Beach, and Borderfield State Park are included on that list. Now, we did speak with Heal the Bay of how they rate this list.
A or a B means it's safe to swim, that we're not crossing that state limit. But if we get into a C, a D, or an F, that means that we are above the state limit for bacteria at our beaches. And especially if we have an F grade, it's way above that limit.
So all 4 beaches are directly adjacent to the Tijuana River and its years-long sewage and pollution problem. Aside from that list, though, 12 beaches in the state landed spots on Heal the Bay's honor roll, meaning they received A+ grades throughout the summer and winter reporting seasons. 2 were San Diego County locations, Point Loma Lighthouse and Encinitas Moonlight Beach. They landed on their honor roll. Overall, the report found California beach water quality has gone down. Gilda Bay believes the unprecedented rainfall and infrastructure issues like wastewater management are making a big impact. Now today, U.S. Representative Juan Vargas will hold a press conference to talk about his congressional delegation trip to Mexico and the discussions he had with Mexican officials about the Tijuana River Valley pollution. During that trip, Representative Vargas met with U.S. and Mexico officials and highlighted the need for Mexico to continue to do its part to address the toxic pollution. So back out here, if you want to take a look at that list, we do have it up on our website. Just head to CBS8.com and click on this story. For now, that's the latest here in IB. I'm Regina Urrita, CBS 8.
All right, Regina, thank you very much. It is 6:10 on the clock right now, and it's an overcast start to the morning along our coastline. We're going to hang out with those marine layer clouds for another couple of hours. They're actually helping to keep our coastal temperatures a bit more mild and comfortable by the time we get to the afternoon. Afternoon conditions are going to take us easily into the 70s along the coast, the 80s inland. But for now, out the door, pretty comfortable. 60s t-shirt weather as you walk outside, really. 69 degrees in downtown San Diego. We're a degree away from 70 here at the 6 o'clock hour. So this is a good indication of how those early morning temperatures are still very mild, how by the afternoon we're just going to get plain hot out there. So you can see how along the coastline, 75 degrees is where we'll be by about 11 a.m. Clouds are going to continue to break apart. We're holding on to mainly a southwest breeze under 10 miles per hour. And the next 3 days are what all sights are set on. In downtown San Diego, easy possibility of us making it into the 80s for Friday and Saturday. El Cajon, 90s. Julian, 90s for Friday and Saturday. And then Borrego Springs is one of the hottest spots in the county. Could hit 114 by Saturday. Let's check in on traffic. It's 6:11 right now so far. A quiet start to the morning commute. No major crashes or collisions, according to CHP. We can also check in on what your border wait times look like out the door right now, where it looks like San Ysidro Port of Entry is going to run you about 70 minutes. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, just a little bit longer, an extra 10 minutes there. It'll take you 80 minutes in total.